Those pint glasses weren't socially distanced either.
No, don't think they care.
You'll notice one or two changes. 2 tables on the stage.
100.
For the players.
Scott, you require 164.
Another one in there. Leaves the bullseye if he wants it. He
Oh,
does want it, and he
shot
does
on
pin
fifth
it.
leg.
Absolutely
Scott
stupendous.
6 leg there in the throw first. Game on.
Slip with the 3rd dart. In control of this leg to an extent. Penhall could do with something significant. He's down to 165, minus what he gets here.
60.
And it's just another
Scott,
20.
you require 123.
19's first then. Treble 18 and bull for a second bullseye finish. Oh, that is absolutely spectacular. It is yet another 12 darter for Scott Waits. No O's. Doesn't really work with the eyes.
Now then. Oh, well, he's looking at double 18 to level this up. And that could have been and would have been a very significant moment had he found that double 18. As it is, Scott Waits looking at double 7. And Scott Waits, I think in the end, slightly relieved to come through, because there was just a sign there that Penhall was threatening to get back into that one. He did.
I was convinced he was going for the 51 first there, to potentially go for 5/16s to finish the match. But now, based on his efforts at tops earlier in the match, this is surely going to be 6-1, Rob.
Yeah, and he may well finish it off with back-to-back 13 darters. It would be a neat and tidy way to round things off for Willie O'Connor, and that's exactly what he's done. And that was fairly emphatic. Willie O'Connor will, I suspect, suggest there is room for improvement, but ultimately he's rounded things off.
And if he does, he's going to get 3 for the match.
And he will get match darts. Will Ron Muhlenkamp be allowed back to the board? He went 5-3 up in this game. He has not had a match dart, and if Richard North can pin double 8 here, it will remain that way, and Ron the Bomb is sent packing. Double 4.
Oh, he's got it.
Richard North. You don't see him on the Euro Tour very often, but when he does get there, he really shows up. He has averaged round about 95 there. He's based in Moscow or somewhere nearby.
I've heard he's got a city centre apartment in Moscow, actually, which must cost a few bucks. Well, that's what he told me anyway. But
yeah, I tell people I've got a city centre apartment in London. I don't. Live in a dive in Birmingham.
128, Stevie 142.
Oh, another one. Leaves double top.
Wow.
Oh, Steve Lennon misses double 16 for the 143 in leg 1. Takes out the 142 in leg 2. Koltsov can't take the 90.
oh, well, that's pretty unforgivable.
Stevie 56.
And Lennon is ushered towards the finishing line with that particular visit. Just about in the 16s, that from Lennon. Takes a moment to recompose himself and readjust. Looking at tops.
36.
And
not
there yet.
48.
To stay alive.
28.
And Koltsov
Stevie required 20.
maybe waving goodbye to the German Darts Championship for this year. Because the Irishman Lennon pins double 10 for a 6-2 victory. Applause from Koltsov, but
Gets him below 130. He's not going to get a second 1-2-2.
54.
Is France, but this 1-2-6 is very manageable. Could result in another bullseye. Has to lift that second dart into the 57 for bull. Oh, go on the silencer. Dawson Michel is in Canada doing his own thing, taking a break from the game. I asked him a question at the Autumn Series, and I said, if you had to choose, who would you like to play with? And he said, I'd have to pick between John Part and the person who he classes as the best player in North America, which is Kylie Edmonds.
137.
Stops. Oh!
Game
Well,
shot.
5 from 5 before
And
that
the
leg. Shall we make that 7 from 7
leg.
now on the perfect finishing?
Switch for the 17s. He does have a match-winning chance.
And it may well be an even bigger chance now because
42.
Rich has not found a treble and he's still not down to a finish. Jeff Smith, 170 in hand. Well, what a way to sign off this would be. What a way to sign off for Jeff Smith. And for the first time today, he misses a dart at bullseye. But he will return.
A lot of people might have gone for a 10 or an 18 there. But he had the sights in with the bullseye, didn't he? I think he did the right thing.
Yeah, I was always convinced he was going to go for it. I don't think it even crossed his mind, really. Anyway, 25 here for Smith now. Double 4 for a passage into round 2. And double 4 is found, and Jeff Smith withstands a heck of a fight back from the debutant Franz Roach in what for me is the...
That looks a good marker, but the way he's reacted suggests it isn't. Oh.
17. Cody
Do you know what?
requires
I've got a
74.
theory about this, but let's see how this leg finishes up, because double 16 will finish it. Oh my word, I
42.
thought it was in.
I thought that was in as well. I was with
When
you
did
there.
you require 8?
Double 4.
Game
Good
shot,
shot.
on the fourth leg.
Well, he's got
Lucas
away with
Veining.
that, Lucas Veining, but he's had match darts at tops, they didn't work out. How's double 18? Because he's going to get a crack at it.
40. Lucas, you require
So Lucas
36.
Franz Roach had an incredible debut in our last game, was only denied by Jeff Smith's finishing. Lucas Veining looked like he was going to run away with this. But can he drag himself over the finishing line at all?
18.
I don't know.
Cody, you require 107.
Time will tell. And he might have to wait another leg. Cody has 88 left. Now he has the quandary
99.
of straight for it,
Lucas, you require 18.
or do you split? His eyes tell us straight for it.
Game
That's exactly
shot.
where he goes.
And a match.
Lucas Veining muscles his way through to round 2. A debut win on the European Tour. We'd seen him on it before, but he'd not managed to get to 6 legs, and I wasn't sure he was going to get to it in this one. A shot that he narrowly missed to reach the World Championship. Treble 19. For double 12. Oh no, he's done it again!
17.
Oh,
Double 12 for 141s for Dragutin Horvat with massive stuff on the line.
a heart-stopping moment. Well, what a way to just light the touch paper on the first day back on the Euro
123.
Tour.
Dragutin, you require 24.
Well, 10 dart leg maybe in the offing here. Maybe 11. It is
Each on
11
the third
darts.
leg,
Brilliant leg,
Dragutin
3-0. It's another break of throw for Dragutin Horvat.
This time he finds a 25 instead of the bullseye, and it could be a 10 dart leg for Dragutin Horvat to seal his place
85.
in round
Dragutin, you
2.
require 36.
For a second host nation qualifier to win their opening game, we're not even at the end of the first session of action here at the German Darts Championship. Double 18 for Dragutin. For his first Euro Tour win in more than 2 years. Some standout moments of brilliance from Dragutin Horvat, sealed with a 10 darter.
Dragutin, you require 36.
Double 18 again. This time he gets it. Doesn't even need double 9. This is
13
very,
darter.
very accomplished.
15 darter, 15 darter,
next up,
13
move
darter for
Roberts.
Mervyn King. This is
Game on.
very, very solid stuff indeed.
Seatman correctly going 19s first on 259, but nothing has gone right for him today.
45.
He's been outclassed
Mervyn, you require 32.
and outgunned.
Well, he had a 13 darter in leg 3. That really extended his advantage in this one, and he rounds off with a 13 darter for good measure as well. And despite a little bit of a wobble from Mervyn King, just a tiny blip at the midway point of that one, or just after the midway point of that one, he gets back on track very swiftly indeed. 3 breaks to 1 for Mervyn King, and the former European Tour champion safely through. Stefan Zietman unable to make it a hat-trick of German successes in the afternoon session.
He's not been able to live with his opponents. Whether it's the Autumn Series or here, he is going to be in for a tough ride.
A third maximum for Josh Payne, but despite 3 maximums in 5 legs, he is being absolutely battered in the scoring stakes. Because Danny Noppert has just gone back-to-back 11 darters, leaving 41 and 36 after 9 darts in consecutive legs. This is obscene.
The winner of the Jeffrey Desvaughn and Devon Peterson game's got to play Gedwin Price. So we could have Gedwin Price against Devon Peterson again.
Yes, and if you haven't seen that, I'm sure you can go on PDC social media and their YouTube and see their final from the Autumn Series that was absolutely spectacular, as Noppy, looking to win this spectacularly, needed 2 treble 20s for double 19. But the likelihood is he's coming back.
98.
For 20
Josh
for
require
tops, because
138.
Josh needs 2 trebles and a double, and he isn't going to get them, and it might be curtains.
Wherever Danny goes for this single 20,
58.
some of the flight might be in the
Danny
way.
requires
The
60.
more to the left of the single, the better. That's a great single for tops.
Game, shot.
And that is a great performance from Danny Noppert, the man who has already secured his spot at the World Grand Prix and potentially 11 darter, and Adam Hunt, who was totally in charge of this against a very nervy looking bomber, and then seemed to be letting the game slip through his grasp,
81.
has managed to summon up something to turn it back in his favour. Double 12.
69.
He probably
Steve, you
comes
require
back.
170.
And he will.
Adam, you require
Well, he had
12.
7 darts for a 5-1 lead. It looks as though he might pay the price for that, but it's all academic in the end, because Adam Hunt seals a 6-3 win at the expense of Steve Brown.
That was when I made the final in 2013. It was a long walk on. It's good fun though.
119, Gabriel, you require
Nice
88.
approach from Westy, but it could be too little too late.
Finds the treble 17 for double 18, and Gabriel Clemens wraps it up
Gabriel
with a very
Clemens.
neat and tidy 15 darter.
Boss it. And then disappear for a little while. Well, this is not disappearing.
122.
Look at the
Jason,
bright
you
side.
require
He's left a 2
105.
darter, which doesn't require a treble. This one does. Treble needs to be now, and it could be. No shot, but he does get the shot. Double 14. Oh, so close.
77. Nico, you require 59.
Could be the last dart he throws in this tournament.
He has been very, very impressive on the doubles, particularly on double top. And
Hey,
Nico
shot.
Kurtz continues. What an incredible
Nico
fight
Kurtz.
back that is. Jason Lowe in charge of this game, averaged 100 from dart 1.
Yeah, went over to the right hand side to try and land that treble 20.
Reese require 100.
Well, Reese, favourite to win this one. Hold of throw for 3-2. Tops. Here we go.
Game shot in the 5th leg.
Oh, we've seen that a couple of
Reece
times today, haven't we? And Reece
6-8
Robinson, the
makes
latest
front
exponent.
first. Game on.
Just
I don't really understand the logic in going for the bull, but may not matter. Because Max has just piled in maximum number 4,
118.
and he is 2 darts away potentially from a 6-2 win and making it 5 German
58.
players in the second round here at Hildesheim. And Robinson, I think he knows the game is up.
Max,
The
you
bounce
require
out means that
62.
Max Hopp has got 2 visits to see off 62.
46.
Well, he will return. Points on the floor for Robinson means he can't finish from 172. That won't help him at all. And it's all just
40.
becoming a little bit messy from Rhys
Action
Robinson's
requires
point of view.
16.
Down to 132. It's manageable, but will he get the opportunity? Max up, double eights for a place in the second round, double four. He's moving around the board.
Game.
And
shot.
finally, Max up gets the job done. 6-2 for Germany's number one. Nearly another match as well, didn't he, before just about holding on to win 6-5 that time. But it's all, I mean,
28.
you look at what he's done this
Devon,
year,
you
Devon
require
Peterson. He had his first ever
130.
PDC semi-final at the start of the year. Let's just see if he can take this out for good measure. Double five for a 12 dart
Game
breaker
shot, the
throw,
first
and
leg.
Devon Peterson carrying on where he
Second
left off,
leg,
it
Devon,
seems.
the throw
Got a really
first.
interesting point to make here, Rob. He places his foot just behind the hockey, so quietly. It's like he's tiptoeing in his own hallway after being out with the boys.
It could just be a superstition thing, I don't know,
Absolutely.
or a foible.
98.
Yeah, the little kick of the ankle and then withdraws the foot and puts the toe against the hockey.
47.
There you go. Steps up, then goes back. Gerwin Price does exactly the same as that, and I'd love to know why. If you have a thought on that, please get in touch on Twitter.
140.
Great camera work by our crew here as well.
Well, they're obviously listening to what we're saying, so that's reassuring.
97. Devon, you require
Is it
44.
game-winning time for Devon to set up a chance against Gezi?
Well, this is his moments.
Game. Shot.
Devon
And a
Peterson
match. Devon Peterson.
continues his strong showing. What a year it has been for the South African, Africa's number one. Clearly means business this weekend as well.
You require 120.
For the match, though.
Awkward. Not too awkward.
100.
Oh, and again he's just dragged that one
Right,
down.
you
Match
require
dart missed.
108.
Second time he's dragged the dart low on tops. Now, he's got to somehow squeeze past that and find that 57. He can see half of it, but there's a big chunk of that barrel in the way.
Well, he managed to do it on the treble 20 earlier on, didn't he?
He's got 89. He could go treble 17, double 19 here.
I like it.
39 bull.
I don't like that so much. You'd rather have got double 19 than the bull, surely.
Yeah, I believe so.
92.
I like the lateral thinking,
Reserve
though,
required
but it may
20.
be too late.
Well, this wraps it up. And that's
Okay,
exactly
shot.
what Chris Dobie has done.
Match, Chris
Hollywood
Dobie.
Chris Dobie. Big win for him in terms of his race to get to the World Grand Prix.
If we can make up for lost time, but probably got, well, arguably the toughest draw of the lot.
100. $123, Michael. You require 167.
Does he go for it?
He did, and he got it.
Shot on the full flag. Michael Smith.
Absolutely superb from the bully
Fifth leg.
boy. Yeah, well, he'll come back. And Michael Smith has not looked flustered at any point. His average has fluctuated anywhere between 100 and sort of high 80s. It's been up and down because there's been some real good
60.
moments, but then some
Michael,
kind of
you require
stodgy
40.
patches. But it's been enough against the godfather of St Helens darts. There's the new
Shot
kid on the
and
block.
a match,
Has
Michael
seen him off
Smith.
with a 6-2 victory. A finalist in Belgium, had to qualify for the second Euro Tour event of the year, but